This is the High School Football America podcast for April the 28th, 2025. I'm Jeff Fisher. The High School Football America podcast is brought to you by First Place Spiritwear, the official outfitter of High School Football America. First Place Spiritwear has an up and running fan gear store for every high school football program in the country. And First Place Spiritwear is the hassle-free solution. I'm going to talk about that in a second, give you a little bit more detail for football coaches to get that fan gear in the hands of your fans, your players, and your coaches real easily. They're gonna get to the point where they're gonna just allow you to do what you do best. Coach, that's what they do. Visit First Place Spiritwear at firstplacespiritwear.com, the number one, stplacespiritwear.com, or when you're on highschoolfootballamerica.com, make sure you click on one of their banner ads. They're located on every page of our website. Now, that hassle-free solution, what does that mean? Well, a couple of things. A, you know how BSN's Fan Cloth has these ordering windows? Nah, they're gone because First Place Spiritwear, your store is open 24/7, 365. There are no more ordering windows. You're not going to have to collect money or manage the inventory. The orders are going to ship directly to the person who orders it, their home, within days. And they're going to give you 10% fundraising on all the sales. You can't beat that. All players, coaches, and staff, they get $10 gift codes, so that takes down the price. They carry all the brand names like Nike, Adidas, and Champion. They are reinventing the way fan gear is delivered to your fans, your coaches, and your players. You can't beat that. And again, if you like collecting money, handling the inventory and all that, well, then stick where you are. But I would advise you to check out the fine folks at the American-based company. Yes, they are wonderful. First Place Spiritwear. Go to firstplacespiritwear.com to learn more. That's the number one, stplacespiritwear.com, or click on their banner ad located on every page of highschoolfootballamerica.com. Now, the other sponsor that makes this all possible on the podcast here is GameStrat. The fine folks at GameStrat, man, they have made their product America's premier sideline instant replay system. They have outstanding reliability with their product, and they have faster speed than Huddle's sideline. The video transfers instantly in GameStrat, and its connection stays strong throughout the game. Other great GameStrat features are seamless video controls, video telestration, and play filtering. The setup is so easy, takes about 10 minutes. Plus, GameStrat has awesome customer service. That's a big thing, folks. If you need help, and the product is pretty reliable where you don't need help, but when you need it, they're for you right at the time that you need to talk to them. You cannot beat them, and they have a friends and family discount if you mention High School Football America when you call them up and get that demo and make the purchase of the product. To get that demo, go to GameStrat.com, or you can click on the GameStrat banner ad that's located on every page of HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. It's just like First Place Spiritwear. They're all over the place there to make it easy for you to get to them. All right, now, a couple of things here. It was a great weekend. I had a whole lot of fun. I had a lot of traveling to do and all that, but the team was able to keep you up to date on everything that was going on at the NFL Draft, the 25 NFL Draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We, of course, as we've been doing since 2015 with our draft tracker, took the whole weekend and put it through the lens of high school football. And when the smoke cleared, Texas led the NFL Draft with 36 former high school players taken. And that's the first time since 22 that Texas has been at the top when it comes to the number of former high school players taken during the draft. Florida ended up second, but Texas just had a huge weekend. 36, as I said, including the overall number one, the Tennessee Titans taking Columbia Highs. Cam Ward going first overall, and Texas now has 18 former number ones, which is the most for any state. Now, we've been putting up a whole lot of content on highschoolfootballamerica.com since the beginning of last week. I mean, we have so much cool stuff there, like, okay, so that was the 90th draft this past weekend, and we have the first draft back in 1936. We have all 81 picks, all 9 rounds from the 9 teams that selected. Not only do we have who they picked, but we have them as High School Football America always does, through the lens of high school football, we have their alma maters on there. So again, go to highschoolfootballamerica.com. We are the home of free content. When you go to highschoolfootballamerica.com, you're not going to mess with a paywall. You're not going to mess around with a subscription. All you're going to do is get the news that you need. We are your source for high school football. We are here for you. You make us popular. We're here for you. We kind of feed off of each other. So thank you for all of the time you spent this weekend, whether it was on the website or with our social media, keeping up with everything that was going on during the NFL draft. Hey, what I should mention about Cam Ward, too, is not only did he go first overall, when he was in high school, he was a 0-star prospect. You know the system, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing at all, 0. Well, Cam was a 0, and we broke it down for you. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But he was not the only 0-star recruit taken in Green Bay. Now, National Power IMG Academy out of Florida led the 25 draft with 3 former players selected. 2 of the players were chosen in the first round, which marks the second year in a row that the private school has had that happen. That's special, man. They did it last year with Gonzaga out of D.C. And by the way, it happened again. I'm going to tell you about that in a second with Servite, but let's stick with IMG. The Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, chose the former IMG guard Tyler Booker with the 12th overall pick, and former Ascender Jihad Campbell, linebacker, was taken at number 31 by the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Then on Saturday, the third former IMG player to be picked was defensive lineman Warren Brinson. The Packers picked him up with the 198th overall pick. Now, I mentioned Servite High School out of California. Last year it was IMG and Gonzaga, making history with both schools having 2 players selected in the first round. Happened again this year. No Gonzaga. Instead, Servite's in there joining IMG Academy. Servite from the very powerful Trinity League, the toughest league in America, according to the High School Football America proprietary algorithm in 2024. And they had 2 players drafted. What was cool about this was history too, because they were selected within the first 8 picks. First, the Cleveland Browns selected Michigan defensive tackle and former Servite Friar Mason Graham at number 5. And then the Carolina Panthers chose wide receiver Teteroa McMillan with the 8th overall pick. That's the highest 2 schools, or one school has had 2 players picked in the draft. That's just absolutely phenomenal. There were 8 other schools that had 2 players drafted. Cass Tech out of Michigan had Deontay Walker, a defensive tackle taken by the Buffalo Bills at 109. Kobe King, a linebacker from Cass Tech, was taken by the Minnesota Vikings with the 101st pick. Out of Camden, New Jersey, Eastside High, man, they had 2 players picked too. Miles Frazier, a guard, taken by the Detroit Lions at 171. Fadil Diggs, an edge rusher, taken by the New Orleans Saints with the number 254 pick. Overall, there were 257 draft picks over the weekend. East St. Louis, a couple of former wide receivers for the Flyers, and can they fly? East St. Louis out of Illinois, Luther Burden III, wide receiver, were taken by the Bears. He'll stay in-state. The 39th overall pick, and Dominic Lovett was taken by the Detroit Lions at number 244. 3 Texas teams had 2 players each taken. We'll start with Klein Kane. Matthew Golden, the wide receiver, goes to the Green Bay Packers at number 23. Jaden Blue, a running back, goes to the Cowboys at 149. Pleasant Grove from Texas, Landon Jackson. They had a couple of linebackers taken, former linebackers, I should say. Landon Jackson was taken by the Bills at number 72. 3 picks later, Nick Martin was taken by the 49ers at number 75. And the 3rd Texas team with a pair taken, Southlake Carroll. R.J. Mickens, the safety, goes to the Los Angeles Chargers at 214, and quarterback Quinn Ewers goes to the Miami Dolphins at 231. The other two schools that had a couple of players taken each, North Gwinnett out of Georgia, Barrett Carter, linebacker, taken by the Cincinnati Bengals at 119. Jordan Hancock, taken by the Bills. The cornerback was taken by the Bills at 170. And finally, Palmetto, the Panthers out of Miami, Florida, a couple of players chosen. Jason Marshall Jr., the cornerback, taken by the Dolphins, not going far from home. Dolphins took him at 150, and Brashard Smith, running back, taken by the Kansas City Chiefs at number 228. So all this information is free for you. Just go to highschoolfootballamerica.com. Overall, 41 different states were represented in the draft, plus the District of Columbia, and then Australia and Canada each had a player picked. If you go to highschoolfootballamerica.com, you can see each state, how many they had. We'll just give you the top right here for now. Again, Texas won with 36, Florida number 2 with 26, Georgia 23 to finish in third. California had 15, and Virginia, the other state, in double figures with 14. Since we began the draft tracker in 2015, Texas has finished with the most former players drafted 4 times. They've done it this year. They did it in 22, they did it in 20, and in 2016. Florida leads the way 6 times. They had the most the last 2 years in 23 and 24. They also had the top players taken in 21, 19, 18, and 2015. The only state to break in there outside of those two, Georgia, back in 2017, when they had, 29 players taken. I said at the top, we actually went through all the star rankings, and what was really cool was to see that a majority of the players, over 76%, fell into the 4- and 3-star category when they were in high school. There were 100 even 4-star athletes, 96 3-star athletes, and as I mentioned, Cam Ward was 1 0-star pick at number 1, but there were 20 other 0-star draft picks over the weekend in Green Bay. So you can get all this information. We go pick by pick, 1 through 257, if you go to highschoolfootballamerica.com. Hey, also go to highschoolfootballamerica.com all this week, because at noontime today, we started releasing our 2024 Academic All-America team. It's the biggest we've ever had. This is year number 5. We are going to have over 6,200 student athletes honored. And to qualify, you had to be a varsity performer last year, 3.7 GPA or higher, or on the 100 scale, you had to have a 92 or higher. It is going to be a lot of fun. We're going alphabetical by state. We started with Alabama. Alaska came next. We're going through all the A's and all that. So check throughout the weekend through Sunday. We will be releasing all these players' names, and we're going to surprise you tomorrow with a story on there, but I'm going to give it to you here on the podcast. We're also taking over the Academic All-America team to the girls' flag side of things. We know how girls' flag is exploding, and we're going to have the same parameters up for them. And we're going to have, thanks to Scout Smart, they power our Academic All-America team. Thanks to them, we're going to be having some girls' flag Academic All-Americans too. So a lot of fun going on right now. Spring ball getting started in the state of Florida today. I saw Alabama is in spring ball, and I think Texas began today. Anyway, stay with highschoolfootballamerica.com. We will have you covered through now until we stop just before Christmas time. It's exciting. In about a couple of months from today, we're going to release our preseason 1000. So lots to come. Hey, the High School Football America podcast brought to you by First Place Spiritwear, the official outfitter of High School Football America. They have an up-and-running fan gear store for every high school football program in the country, and they're the hassle-free solution for football coaches, providing fan gear to players, fans, and their coaches. Visit them at firstplacespiritwear.com, the number one, stplacespiritwear.com, or make it easier on yourself. When you're on highschoolfootballamerica.com, their banner ads are on every page. All you got to do is click on the banner ad, and you'll be able to see your store that's already up and running. And then what's going to happen for you, they're reinventing how fan gear is delivered. You're not going to have these windows that BSN Fan Cloth is famous for, right? Yeah, hey, you got 2 weeks to order. Nah, that's out the window with First Place Spirit Wear. All you got to do is go on your store that's open 24/7, 365. It's 100% online. No more collecting money or managing inventory, because the orders will ship directly to the buyer's home within days. And First Place Spirit Wear will give you 10% fundraising on all sales. All players, coaches, and staff get $10 gift codes, and they have all the brand names: Nike, Adidas, Champion. The list goes on and on and on. Check them out, firstplacespiritwear.com, or click on the banner ad located on every page of highschoolfootballamerica.com. Also brought to you by NFL Play Football. Man, coaches, if you haven't checked them out there, you need to go there, because playfootball.nfl.com has some great resources that will help you improve in the coaching profession. A lot of High School Football America content also up there on their website. And we're also brought to you by GameStrat, the premier sideline instant replay system with outstanding reliability and faster speed than Huddle's sideline. The video transfers instantly in GameStrat, and its connection stays strong throughout. Easy to put up, takes about 10 minutes. Great features, seamless video controls, video telestration, and play filtering. They have awesome customer service, and they have plans priced right for every coach's budget. Mention High School Football America when you talk to the fine folks at GameStrat, and you will get a friends and family discount to get a demo. Go to GameStrat.com or click on the GameStrat banner ad located on every page of HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. That's going to do it for today. You've been listening to the High School Football America podcast, and I'm Jeff Fisher.